Solka, IB Masters Learning Center and IBMasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 7, Section 3, number 18, which reads, the number of radians in a 720 degree angle can be written as a pi, where a is a constant. What is the value of a? So I'm going to explain radians to you for those of you who are unawares. Let's say you're adding, and I'm going to really break it down with something that you're familiar with. Let's say you're adding 1/2 and 1/3. Yes, that is a 2. In order to do this, you need a common denominator. So you multiply that by 3/3, you multiply that by 2/2. You get 3/6 here, you get 2/6 here. When you add them up, you get 5/6. It works out. Now, the reason you're allowed to multiply by 3/3 is because 3 equals 3. And 3/3 reduces to 1. When you multiply by 1, you don't change the value. So, I'm going to give you something else that you may be familiar with. It's called stoichiometry. And even if you don't know that funny word, you might have done this in your physics class. So let's say I have to convert hours to minutes. Let's say I've got 2 hours, and you probably know this offhand, but what you could do is you could multiply by 60 minutes over 1 hour, because 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Notice what happens, the hours cancel. When you multiply, you get 120 minutes. Now, I could multiply by 60 minutes over 1 hour, or 1 hour over 60 minutes. Let's say I've got 180 minutes, and I want to convert it to hours. Now what I do is I multiply with 1 hour on top, and 60 minutes down below, and then the minutes cancel, and 180 over 60 will reduce to 3 hours. So you could see there that since 60 minutes equals 1 hour, I can multiply by 60 minutes over an hour, or 1 hour over 60 minutes. Now, what's this have to do with radians? So, radians, here you go, from here to here, let's say you're on a coordinate plane, you could call this 180 degrees. You could also call it pi. You know how the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r, and there's also 360 degrees in the circle. So if you divided that 360 by the 2 and left the pi, you'd have that 180 equals pi. In essence, that is a radian. So now, since 180 equals pi, I could multiply by pi over 180 or 180 over pi without changing the value. So let's look at our 720 degrees. 720 degrees. Now, would I need pi on top and 180 down below, or 180 on top and pi down below? Well, radians has pi in the top, so I got to multiply by pi over 180. And if I had, excuse me, if I had radians, then there would be a pi on top, and degrees has no pi. Then I have to multiply by 180 over pi to get rid of the pi to have everything in degrees. And then you have to ask yourself, how many times does 180 go into 720? And it goes 4 times. This would cancel. 720 over 180 would give you 4 pi. And it's saying it's expressed as a pi. So if 4 pi equals a pi, then as you can see, 4 equals a. They correspond. If you're confused at that point, just divide both sides by pi, and you get a equals 4. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has trouble converting from degrees to radians, radians to degrees. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.